One big reason why we don't grow. You most likely tuned into this episode because you're growth-minded. Maybe you're in a leadership role inside an organization, leading your own business, or looking to create more impact outside of a career. And that's why you tuned in. You want to grow, and you want to grow better and faster. And you're interested in what might be stopping you. Thus, the title. What I do is help driven people become high-performing leaders. Hi, I'm Luci Gabel, integrative leadership trainer, author, speaker, and your host on leadership, life, health, and happiness. I was working until 1 a.m. last night. In case you didn't know, I'm a night owl, also known now as a wolf. I typically have to adhere to a pretty strict schedule after 7 p.m. in order to make sure I can get to sleep by 12 or 1. But the last few weeks have been a little different in the sense that I'm burning the candle on both ends. That's not something I typically do because I like to practice what I know. And one of the things research has been fleshing out lately is that too much work, too much stress, without enough rest on the other side is not good for the body or the brain. But what we also know is that temporary sprints of stress or sprints of burning the candle on both ends are okay. Our body and brain are wired to come back from those kind of things. It's the long-term, uncontrolled stress we need to avoid as much as possible. So there are certain times of life when things need to get done, along with other things that need to keep going. And this is one of those hard sprint times for me. If you're in that sprint time as well, big shout out to you. Boom, boom. I'm right there with you. Last night was a high energy evening because after dinner, I was thinking about the couple things on my list that I really just wanted to get done. They had been on my list for longer than I wanted, and in order to move forward, I needed to get these checked off. And one of these things involves setting up a new payment system for a collaboration I'm starting with another small company. I had put this off because there are several small steps to take and I never seem to have time for it because I've been deep in big projects lately. And knowing that this would take maybe 20 minutes to half an hour and feeling that push last night, I jumped into the office to get it done. The intensity of the work wasn't putting the information into the various platforms. It was managing my mindset because this is a new system and I'm always cautious about sending money online through any system that I don't know. And yes, I did my research on this payment system and from what I could see, it was trustworthy. I looked up all the reviews and that's why I decided to go with it. In addition, this is a new relationship with a new company. I don't know them very well yet, but I did my due diligence in terms of the interview, getting references, and checking out the work. There wasn't much more I could do in terms of safeguarding myself, and from then on, I just needed to jump in and get started. And as I was doing all this, I was feeling a little nervous. In the far past, that discomfort might have stopped me. The entire newness and unfamiliarity of it all, and that very uncomfortable feeling. Instead of backing away, I coached myself. I started asking some questions. I asked, have I done all the due diligence that I can? And my answer was yes. Is this risk aligned with where I want to go? Yes. Then why do I still want to stop? My answer was because it's uncomfortable, because I'm growing, because this is a step into the unknown and it feels risky. Working for someone else is very different from working for yourself. And it's also very different from working in a company and having many people looking to you to make the right decisions. What I'm getting at is, if you're doing something completely new, it's a lot easier if someone gives you a directive to do it because you're following orders, right? But when you're doing it because it's your own decision, whether it's your company or someone else's company that's relying on you to have it go well, things can be a bit scarier. And then I had a realization that this is a big reason so many people are stopped from growing. There's a kind of a fear there. And from working with clients, I know for a fact that most people don't take the time to question what the fear is. They just stop doing whatever it is that's making them uncomfortable. And yet, if we don't take risks, we don't get rewards. We stay where we are. That's why the most successful companies and leaders learn to navigate risk. And they navigate risk not by being reckless, but by practicing it. Growth is uncomfortable because it involves uncertainty. It involves us doing things for the first time, and it involves us messing up, making mistakes. There is a certain amount of due diligence that I will absolutely recommend everyone do when it comes to taking risks. Like I did with my recent little experience, do your research, get all the information you possibly can, but don't take forever getting that information. There's a point in time where you just have to make your move. And we get better with practice. We actually can get used to a certain amount of risk. We can get more and more confident in making decisions that involve risk. And yet, when we're growing, we're always going to be encountering new kinds of risks and new uncomfortability. Aside from doing your research, your due diligence, there's another condition you need to evaluate. And that's something that's widely overlooked, which is the size of the step you're about to take. So many of us have these grand visions and plans, and when it comes to making them happen, we get stopped because the distance between where you are and where that vision becomes a reality is so great. But that's not the fear. The fear is in the fact that it's such a big shift that you have to make. It's such a big change. It feels overwhelming. Many of us get paralyzed by the size of our dreams. And yet we really should have big dreams and we should go for them. And the thing is, if you're trying to take a step that's too big, that doesn't fit into what you know you can do, you are more likely to fail or make more mistakes than you would otherwise. But research shows we thrive when the step is just a little above our current capacity, not way out of our league. Big enough to stretch, small enough not to crush us. So instead of waiting for the perfect moment to take a giant leap, take the next doable step. It'll still feel uncomfortable, but it won't stop you. And over time, those steps compound into the growth that you're looking for. Now, let me take a quick sidebar and tell you why I'm in a sprint. I've been creating something new, a complimentary, very short program. It's so small, I'm calling it a micro program because I know my listeners are busy. It's designed to help you build sustainable energy, sharper focus, and strengthen a leadership presence. This is something that people have been asking me for a long time. It's going to help you take one simple step to get on your way to that energy and focus and a leadership presence. If you've been sprinting too long, if you've been putting off making changes that you know would affect your ability to be your best self when you're out there in front of it all, this little program is going to be for you. The best way to know when it's ready is to jump on my email list. I send just 1 or 2 useful notes each month not spam, not daily promotions. I don't have time for that either. Sure, you'll see updates if you follow me on social. I'm on most of the biggest platforms under my name, Luci Gabel. But the surest way not to miss this gift is through my emails. So let's bring this back around. To grow, you have to step outside of your comfort zone, which feels like a risk. The next time you feel resistance, even though you know it's on your path, even though you know you're doing something that you need to do to get to the next level, try asking yourself, 1, why am I resisting? 2, will this move me closer to where I want to be? 3, have I done enough to mitigate the risk? And 4, is there a smaller step I can take right now that still moves me forward? Those 4 questions will help you build momentum and keep you from being stuck. If you like this episode, give it 5 stars, subscribe, and share it with someone else who's ready for growth. And stay tuned. My micro program is coming out soon, and I don't want you to miss it. This is Luci Gabel. I'll talk to you next time.